I have been doing open source for 8 years now, I think. I started doing it in my first developer job. Uh, oh no, actually a little bit before that when I was in university. And it's been Vue.js since my first job. And I've been playing around with a lot of concepts, investigating issues about well, people were having and trying to solve these issues by myself. And so that's how we got into open source. That's how I got into VGS. That's how I got into the router. And then I created all the libraries that became sort of the official ones, like the router and Pinia. And today I'm still trying to find my way to full-time open source. So I still do some freelancing work because GitHub sponsors is not enough. I think that there are a few improvements that could um, make Pinia a little bit more aligned with a little bit more aligned, even even though it's already quite aligned with the composition API. But I think it can be even more aligned with the composition API and the flexibility it brings. So I think it will reduce the layer of magic in Pinia while keeping all the interesting subscriptions, dev tools, etc. that we have. That being said, all the things I would like to see improvement on are the dev tools. I haven't been able to work on them for a long time, and I have quite a few ideas to improve. Just haven't managed to get the time to work on them. I don't feel like I'm doing it effectively. I think other people are more effective than me. For example, Anthony is way more effective. But I try to dedicate time to each of them ahead of the week. And that way I ensure that if a library is important to me, I can at least dedicate some time to some of the tasks that are needed. And that way I can also prioritize some open source projects I want to work on more, depending on the time. I think the maintenance of open source libraries require more companies to get financially involved in a way uh, funding the projects. So if it's not always the case, but most maintainers are interested in the libraries and they would love doing more maintenance. So they really lack the time, but they like maintaining their projects. So there is definitely something to like. There is a um, funding to do there for maintainers who want to spend more time on projects that are crucial to other companies. And sometimes companies are uh, in need of some bug fixes or better documentation. And so I think there should be more communication between these parties because it can lead to paid work, just like regular development on applications or parts of applications when you do freelancing. It's really the same kind of work, but we have both parties uh, working. I mean, getting something they want or they need. The maintainer is going to work on the project they like, and the company is going to get a better maintained library that they rely on. I think I really like finding nice abstractions. So uh, I like not to create abstractions too early, but I really like to think about all the possible ways and get complicated with some of the ways you can have an API and how to keep the complications, so everything complex behind the API while still having a simple public facing API. Well, I think in the future we're gonna see more AI and more help on some more collaboration between just coding being faster, pretty much. It's getting faster and faster thanks to AI. You need different ways to communicate. And I wonder if at some point there will be another language different from JavaScript, or because with AI you could, if it gets more evolved at some point, you could probably do all the kind of programmings, right? You still need some higher level or lower level knowledge, and it's always nice to be able to edit the code. Especially right now, it's just not good enough. The code you get generated by AI, it's still good to get a direction or small fixes or generate code that is similar to what you already wrote. But I think that in the future that will probably get much better, and so the way we code would definitely change a lot. We'll spend less time actually writing code, but more time thinking about how to organize and giving directions. It's kind of like moving to manager position, or not manager, but technical lead, I guess.